We're making Molly in the kitchen. Oh, wait a minute. That's not what I meant. Wait. Huh? Oh, tamales in the kitchen. Yeah, we're doing that. Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Ken Johnson. So today we're going to be cooking a sweet tamale. This is an adaptation from a recipe I found online. And so this recipe, they did Dulce de Leche. They used, I think they used a topping sauce, and they used a few ingredients, a little different. I changed it up just a little bit, not much. And so we'll see how that works. Time to make Dulce de Leche. I've got 2 cans of sweetened condensed milk. The 2 cans are in a pot covered with about 2.5 inches of water. We're going to turn this on to a simmer and let it sit for about 3 hours as we contemplate the meaning of life. Alright, time to take the milk out. Alright, now these, I flipped them over, put them back into the water, I'm letting them set. Reason for this, I'm going to let them set until they get to room temperature, then I'm going to remove them. They'll be ready to use. Now, on a lot of these videos that you see, people will say that you need to soak your corn husk overnight, you need to soak them for several hours, all that nonsense. Look, I've done enough Cornhusk dolls to know that all you need to do is have some good hot water. Don't need to be boiling, but hot. And soak them for 30 minutes and you're good to go. So that's what I'm doing. Just getting up nice and hot, and then I'm going to put in the Cornhusks. This is ones I'm using right now. There's another one that's not nearly as good, but I do have those. This is the other ones I have. They're only 6 ounces. They also have some issues with the Cornhusk. Highly of water. So what I was trying to do here is actually show you the name of the company and the address. Let's just go in here like that. This is a 4-pound bag of Masa instant Masa flour. Alright, so I'm using that. Depending on where you go, it can run anywhere from $3 all the way up to $7 at the Mexican store. This is probably the easiest, most accessible form of Masa flour that you can find in the US. That's the reason why I'm using this. So get this. It says right on there that you can do tamales with it. This right here is going to be 4 cups of masa. Two cups of sugar. I'm doing 2 teaspoons of baking powder. 2 teaspoons of salt. 1 teaspoon of apple pie spice. It has cinnamon, nutmeg, and allspice in it. I'm going to do 1/2 cup of margarine and 1 cup of lard. Alright, so we're using this right here, just a regular old lard. Nothing special. Going to do 1 cup. I'm going to melt it. Now we got our fats, we'll mix them in. Now our masa looks like wet sand. We can add in our next ingredient. 1 12-ounce can of milk, evaporated milk. Alright, now we're going to add in 1/2 cup of milk. Now we're adding in 2.5 cups of chopped pecans. Alright, this moment of truth. Did my Dulce de Leche trick work? Huh. Imagine that. It worked. Now, I didn't have the one without the pull top lid. If you had the one without the pull top lid, you could flip these over halfway through, cook them for about 4 hours, and they would have been a dark brown, but I like this nice light brown for this. Okay, first thing we do, get our masa. I like to put a little bit of oil on my fingertips to help spread it out. Find that that's not necessary but helpful. You want to be about a ½ inch on each side. One good dollop of Dulce de Leche. One piece of cream cheese, and then this is where we fold it over, roll that tight, fold that in, and there you go. If you don't have a steamer, you can just take some tin foil, make a little coil, and put some balls in there, and then we'll lace it with some corn husks. Before we do anything though, I got some coins here. Put some coins in there, and then that way when it's boiling, you can hear them jingling. If you don't hear them jingling anymore, you need to add more water. Alright, it's filled with water. Now we add in corn husks. Do it just like that. There we go. Now we'll cover this with more corn husks. Now it's lidded up. We'll let it steam. There we go. So this right here is the sweet tamale. Let's see the cream cheese in it. Good. So last time we tried out a savory taco, or tamale. Figured I'd go ahead and do a dessert tamale and see how that goes. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video. This was a very interesting recipe, and I talked to some people about it, and one person that I talked about, Rachel, you've seen that video about the canned tamales, and she came on channel and tried it out. She was telling me that sweet tamales are really a part of southern Mexico culture. It's not really part of the rest of Mexico. She said you get some in central Mexico, but a lot of it's southern Mexico that they do that, according to her. And she had never had one. And everybody liked them, but for me, and even my wife, she said it, they seemed a little bit dry. The reason for that is the sugar. So when you add sugar to a recipe, sugar acts like water. So when you mix it with any type of liquid, all of a sudden it'll turn more liquidy. So when you're baking, for every cup of sugar, it's like adding in a cup of liquid of some sort. And you have to think of it like that. And so when it cooks out, and you know, that the masa dough solidifies and everything. Even though it was acting all soupy, now it's dry because all those crystals, you know, they crystallize and gel and do all that stuff that sugar does in the baked good, and it's just dry. And so you need something in there. So one of the tricks that you can do is, if you wanted to keep it more traditional with the Mexican theme, is that you could add some pumpkin puree in there. Not much, maybe a quarter cup. Maybe you could go as much as a half cup probably, and not change the flavor profile too dramatically. Another thing you could do is add in about a half cup of applesauce, and I've done that a lot with baked goods that were high sugar, cakes, things of that nature. Applesauce itself will add a lot of moisture without actually adding a lot of flavor to something to a point that overwhelms. So I would say, personally, I would say go with applesauce first, but if you want to kind of stay with the Mexican theme, it might be good to add in some pumpkin puree, but you got to use less, so that means you're not going to get the benefits like applesauce. In a previous video, I was told that in Mexico it's quite common to heat up a tamale and fry it out in a pan. I tried that. I didn't like it with the savory tamale, but when I tried it with the sweet tamale, it's pretty good. I did try the sauce and some ice cream on top. It's just more sugar on top of sugar on top of sugar. After I fried up the tamale, one of the things that I did is I took some heavy cream, because I didn't have half and half. I think half and half would be even better, and just poured half and half over it, or in this case heavy cream over it. That gave it that moisture that it needed. It cut through the sugar, and it allowed you to taste the ingredients better, because sometimes things can be too one-noted because of various reasons. In this case, it needed moisture. It needed something to balance out the sweetness a little bit, so that you had a break from the sweetness. And the cream cheese just wasn't enough. Again, I borrowed this recipe from another content creator, and I didn't change that much, so I kept the cream cheese and all that, but it just wasn't enough of a break. And so that half and half. All in all though, it's still a good tamale. It's a really good tamale. I think that maybe something like, instead of dulce de leche, if you did like some blackberries or blueberry pie filling in there, that might be the ticket. Or have some actual berries in there and let the tartness of that, I think that would be the ticket. And just take cream cheese and do like a sweet cream cheese filling. So you got some, have tart berries with that sweetness. I think that would be a really good tamale. I may have to do that. But all in all, this was a fantastic recipe. Try it. It was interesting. Definitely going to have to play around with it. I've got some more sweet tamales I'll be making right before February, because usually with tamales you have them in December for New Year, and then you have the 2nd of February for Candlemas. So those are the 3 big times that you do them. So I'll probably have a few sweet tamales I'll be doing, and if you want to see more, just let me know and we can work that out. You can probably notice that there's a Cornhusk horse on the thumbnail of this video. So if you'll stick to the end, I did a bonus section, because when you have so much corn husk left over, why not do something with it? So I made Cornhusk horse, which is kind of rare to see. And so if you like that kind of thing, you know, you got a bonus feature. If not, I just want to say thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. We're trying to get this channel up to 1,000 subscribers and get monetized by the end of 2025. And with that, I'll see you again next time. Bye. Alright, so I thought I'd show how to make a Cornhusk horse. So we did a Cornhusk doll on a previous video in the bonus section, and so we're going to do a horse. Just roll this up like that, and tie right here. Nothing special. So now what I did, I just took this right here and did like this, and I did a little loop thing, did another little loop thing, and then I came back under like this. Taking a piece of raffia and tying this tight. Okay, now you take and cut all this. Alright. So the ears will come up like this. This is the head. Now we'll come back right here. This is where it gets tricky. Alright, so now what we're going to do is tie a knot here. And this will allow me to then take and pull this down like that. So now I got this. I took another piece of small little corn husk and I'm wrapping it up under here. So now that to be even. Okay. Trim this. This will just kind of puff out a little bit and make it more of a head. Before I do that, I'm going to tie this right here. Okay. This. Alright. Support for right now. Here. Take tie this like that. This, cinch that down. Good. Now, for this, once we got our horse head like we want, we'll tie multiple sections here off. Hold this in place. Because it's wet and slippery. And this be as tight as possible. What I like to do is just do some quick overhand loops. Cut it off. Cut it. Off. So now I got them wet, they unroll, and that allows me to peel them off a lot better and make it more hair-like. That's what I'll be like here. I'll go ahead and trim this right there. It's got like 2 little ears right there. Here, we can probably give this a little trim, make this look a little bit more even. I need to figure out where my chest is going to be. I'm saying chest is going to be right about here. Here. Clean that off. Alright, next thing I'm going to do is take this, do like that. And I'm going to like that. Okay. Now I've got a second set of corn husks. Wrap these up. And so one of this is going to be end up being the top, and one's going to be the bottom. I'm going to choose this to be the bottom. And so what I'm doing, I'm rolling this up, doing like that. Doing like this, doing like that. Okay. Now, get some raffia. Now get some raffia. And Tie this off. Good. Oh, crap. Actually, it's hard trying to split. Just take this. All I'm trying to do is have piece holding the ends in place. May not be the end hooves, but that's where I'm going at for right now. Stays there fine. If it don't, fine. The idea is not anything other than to be a placeholder. And then over here, now this right here will go like this. And I need this to be right here in between it. Don't worry about any of that for right now. All I'm just doing is taking this tag end and I'm just tying this down. No biggie. Okay. Now, put that in place. Put this right here. Roughly about where our horse's back legs will go. And now we can go and tie this in place. Actually, what we'll do, tie it in place here first.
this here. Okay. Now come back. This here. Now split these two like this. We'll say they would go right here. Do another right here. That. That. I can move them up a little bit while they're wet. Let's see, these go about like that. Okay, we're getting a horse. Now, I'll go ahead and wrap this around a few times just to be safe. We got this. We'll capture that. Every time you wrap, it adds a little bit more strength, so you ain't, it's all fragile. Okay. Pretty good there. Last step in this, I got a bunch of these little pieces. They're just teeny tiny little pieces I picked up, and I'm just folding them up, getting them ready. Got some raffia pieces here to just kind of cut in, make it look more natural. Like the raffia balloons. Okay, now what I'm going to do is just start wrapping these. Start wrapping, and then add some more, and wrap it into place. This last piece here. Do is tie this off tight, tie it again, tight, tie it probably one more time, and now we'll trim this up. Rip it, shape it how you want it, play with it for a little bit. Don't like something, and And if you wanted it to be a little bit more flared, take some water raffia, wrap it up. There you go. A little bit better. And spread this out as much as you want it to. But there is a horse, more or less.